Hey up, it's Stephen, that old Yorkshire geek, and we're back with Kathleen Kennedy again. There she is. Is she staying or is she going? I'll not play the clip. Shall I do the clip again? Yeah, what the heck. We'll do the Kathleen Kennedy watch from Heel versus Babyface and Perry Chan. Here it is.
Has she gone or is she here? Kathleen Kennedy's employment status is queer.
Anyway, so, is she here or is she there? Kathleen Kennedy's employment status is queer. Good old ass, bless him. Anyway, so, welcome to That Old Yorkshire Geek News, or News Byte. It's lunchtime here, so I'm having some delicious samosas with some salad and some stuff on it. So there we go. So I'm going to be eating that in a minute if they don't go cold. But I thought I'd better cover this. I've got a cup of coffee as well. I thought I'd better cover this. I did a video the other day. Obviously, everybody's saying she's going by the end of the year, but she has responded. She has responded to the rumours and stories or whatever from Matthew Baloney in an interview with Deadline. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Explore the description for various links for stuff like merch, my books, my websites, blah blah blah, all that stuff. Me social medias, Facebook, X, Instagram, etc. Right, so let's have a look at this article, shall we? I'll not read it all because it's really long, but we'll get to the salient points. Here she is, speaking to Deadline, to Mike Fleming Jr. So there she is. So there we go. Anyway, the headline is, if I can learn to speak, Kathleen Kennedy speaks on her Lucasfilm plans. She's not soon retiring, and the films that will keep her in Star Wars' orbit for years to come. There we go. So she's not going anywhere, she says. She's kind of couching it in vague terms when we get to it. I'm going to do this in another walk and talk. I can't be bothered going for my walk today. It's a lovely day as well, but I just can't be bothered. So anyway, so we're doing it from home with me samosas. Right, so here we go. So it goes on about the story, blah, blah, blah. That Matthew Baloney from Puck News said she were going by the end of the year. That was what he'd heard, and now she replies. She's graciously given Deadline an interview, and here's what she's saying. Kathleen Kennedy. The truth is, and I want to just say loud and clear, I am not retiring. I will never retire from movies. I will die making movies. That is the first thing that's important to say. I am not retiring. What's happening at Lucasfilm is I have been talking for quite some time with both Bob and Alan, Bob Iger and Alan, what's his face? I've forgotten his name. About what eventual succession might look like. We have an amazing bench of people here, making it sound like a baseball team or whatever, isn't it? And we have every intention of making an announcement months or a year down the road. So she's kind of saying it's up to a year then, isn't she? That they're going to announce that she's, leaving the post. That's what I interpret that as. Excuse me. We are in lockstep as to what that's going to be, and I am continuing. We are in lockstep. That means they're in full agreement. Bob and Alan. I can't remember his name. Never mind. Bob and Alan. They're the two big bosses at Disney. Bob Iger and Alan. Somebody or other. I've forgotten. I'm producing, another interesting bit here. I'm producing the Mandalorian movie right now, and I'm also I just hope they change the name from Mandalorian and Grogu, because that's terrible. And I'm also producing Sean Levy's movie, which is after that. No mention of the Sharmino Bay-Chinoy Daisy Ridley movie. Interesting. So I'm continuing to stay at Lucasfilm and looking very thoughtfully with Bob and Alan as to who's stepping in. So that is all underway, and we have every right to make that announcement when we want to make it. So there we go. So that's her initial. She does say other things. That's her initial statement that she's not going anywhere. She's going to carry on, but they're going to make an announcement in up to months to a year. Star Wars Celebration is coming up, isn't it, in Japan in April. been saying that could be when they make the announcement, or it could be after that. I think they're going to delay it now. I think because of this, I think she's digging her heels in, and she's going to say, no, I'm not going anywhere now. Somebody's talking about Dave Filoni there, and she's saying, no, I can't say anything about that. No comment, basically. The flurry of press coverage sounds like chaos. What's the reality? Chaos? There's never been any chaos because we know exactly what the plan is. She's asserting her authoritative position. Everything's under control. It's the Frank Drebin in front of the fireworks factory exploding. Nothing to see here. Innit? That's what she's doing there. And we've been talking about it, as I said, non-stop for the last couple of years because for obvious reasons. I'm not going to be here forever. George asked me 13 years ago to step in. I think she kind of shoehorned away in. That's how I think, as I said, the conspiracy theory tinfoil hat on. I think she's got the negatives, and she basically forced her way in and precipitated the Disney buyout. That's what I think. But anyway. And now I'm looking at who's going to replace me, she says. And as I said, we have a bunch of people internally, blah, 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 blah. Right, we'll probably make an announcement months or a year out and have every intention of sticking around to help that person be successful. I'm already producing the Mandalorian movie, and Sean Levy's is after that. Again, no mention of the Daisy Ridley movie. Or any of the other things, that's been announced. The connotation is you're being pushed aside, in need of being replaced, so it's not going easy on her, is it? Though that's not what I've heard. Then it goes easy. It's absolutely not the case. It could not be further from the truth, and everything that we do inside of Lucasfilm is in lockstep. She likes that term, doesn't she? It's like when you're watching the certain phrases, isn't there, that executives like to use, that the customers think, why are they saying that? It's a terrible term. Like experiences. I hate that word. Even though an experience can be nice, it's just the way that executives use it. It's particularly in gaming. When you see gaming executives announcing games or whatever for PlayStations, Xboxes, they always say, "Oh, we want to offer the best experiences for our customers and all that stuff." And I think, shut up, stop saying that. Just talk about games, or experiences, content. That's another one for streaming and all that. Buzzwords. That's what I'm trying to say. Buzzwords. In lockstep and in communication with Disney, we all know what's going on, so everything's under control. Going behind her. That's what's happening. And then they talk about Kevin Feige, and I think she just says, sod it off. Then she goes a little history about George and Star Wars that she's ruined and just lied to his face, saying that she wants to protect his legacy. She just lied to him. I think he hates her myself, but anyway. You've got a long resume of big movies. Yes, she has. There's been a lot of that going on in the last couple of days. Articles from, the trades and stuff saying she's one of the most successful producers, female producers, well, just producers in general, of all time. And that, she has produced Back to the Future and the Indiana Jones movies and other, loads of these big long list of movies that she has produced, as though she's the only producer, or not, although she's the main producer. But she's not. She's a producer on those films, and I don't think she's even, one of the top ones. I think she's she's not like Jerry Bruckheimer, or even Frank Marshall for that matter. Or Steven Spielberg, when he produces films, when he's not director, when he produces, they're like hands-on, up to the elbows in the mud producers, getting on with making the film, where I think she's an office producer. She's on the phone, sorting out hotel rooms and stuff like that, which is important, yeah, but, she's not. I don't think she's there in the muck, although she does appear on set, doesn't she, sometimes. Just to get in the way with her suggestions, which Steven Spielberg even said that she makes terrible suggestions. Anyway, so where were we? She says something other stuff as well. Here we go, she's talking about the future. There's also in the future, it's all post the first 9, so it's going to be after the first. So it's Star Wars Episode 10 ish, if you know what I mean. Sean's is a standalone Star Wars story that'll take place post-9, maybe 5 or 6 years out. Right, and Mandalorian really stands on its own because we're dealing with a whole other era in the New Republic, obviously between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. We have other developments, I presume, going on in that space as well. So that's an indication that other things are going. But she still doesn't mention Daisy Ridley and Charmin Obey-Chinoy by name, does she? So that's the space we're pretty much focused on right at the moment, because obviously with Mandalorian we have a pretty good sense of where that's going, because I think it's practically done, innit? It don't come out till next year. It's in post-production, innit? And with this, it's all pretty much new characters. I think she's on about the Sean Levy one. We may bring some of the characters back from the sequel saga, but pretty much new characters. What's she talking about? Oh, talking about how many projects we've got in. 3 or 4 right at the moment. But she's still not giving names to them, is she? Although she does mention Taika Waititi later on. So we'll get down to that. James Mangold. So she does mention that James Mangold's working on this script. Simon's working on scripts right now. Who the hell's Simon? Simon Kinberg. So she mentions him. Sean Levy she mentions. Something about James Mangold again. Because it got delayed because of his Dylan movie in the awards season. And then she mentions Taika Waititi. He's working with another writer. Even though Taika Waititi's pretty much said he's not doing his Star Wars script anymore. Pretty much. And then that's it. I think that's it. Yeah, and he's basically suggesting you're going to be here for another 8 or 10 years, it sounds like. It says, I don't know if we're going to say that, but yeah, it's possible. When she'll be like 81. You never know, do you? She does look healthy, I must admit, for her age. She's 71 or 72 or something like that, isn't she? So, she's looking well. I'm only 58 in a few months, and I don't look as healthy as she does. Then again, I'm not a billionaire, which she probably is. Where were we? I was talking about Frank Marshall. He's truly something. Yes, he is. He's a proper producer and director. Arachnophobia, Congo, etc. He's even in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He plays the plane pilot at the beginning, with the pet snake Reggie. That's Frank Marshall. Anyway, talking about working with Frank Marshall, her husband, by the way, which is why she's so successful, because she got a clause in early on. I think in Raiders of the Lost Ark, pretty much, she were in there getting coffees and stuff like that, and then offering her suggestions and interrupting people. And then she kind of got her hooks into Frank Marshall and became a producer after that. Dear. She mentions Tony Gilroy he's doing Andor. And I think she might mention here that, it would be cool if he did another film, I think. Yep, saying there, I think he'd like to get back in the director's chair, so we'll see what he does. So I think she's suggesting that they might want him to do a Star Wars movie. That's kind of how I, interpret it. That's it, and there we go. So anyway, final line. When it happens, who'll make the decision? Me, it's my decision. This is 100% my decision. It's like when Prime Ministers say, politicians in charge, Prime Ministers, Presidents, whatever, such and such a minister, when there's a scandal, has my full confidence. And then a week later they're gone. It's kind of that. And again, nothing to see here. Or that meme with the dog in the burning room. Everything's fine. It's that. So there we go. So she's given her statement. According to her, she's not going anywhere yet, but she kind of is. In months to a year, they're going to make an announcement, and they're looking at her replacement. So she kind of confirms that she's going sooner rather than later. That's how I look at it. That's my interpretation. That she's going sooner rather than later. But she's going to still be around as a producer. She's still going to get a name as under producing credits on these movies for a long time to come. So she's going to step down as president of Lucasfilm, but she's still going to be part of Lucasfilm. That's what I'm interpreting in it as. So there we go. So if you want to read the whole interview, links in the description. And lots of other people have done videos about it. So there we go. But as I said, She says she's not going anywhere, but she kind of saying she is. So anyway, right. So we'll leave it there. We will leave it there. So thanks for watching. I'm going to eat me samosas now. So thanks for watching. And wherever you are, look after each other. And until next time, I'll say the...
That old Yorkshire geek with stories